Greetings everyone and welcome to Collector Corps. Today we're going to be looking at the entire Age of Apocalypse Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Sugarman wave in one massive review. This is going to be a long one, so I hope you're ready. But we do have Dark Beast, which is a very cool figure. We have Morph, which is a character I love. I can't wait to look at that one. We have Weapon X, who is essentially just another Wolverine. We have 1,000,000 of those, so nothing too special there. We have Wild Child, which is very cool. There is, of course, Sunfire. Love him. Love that effect. Don't really know that outfit, though, specifically. We also have X-Man, the one Marvel character you cannot search the name of because it doesn't come up with results. And then, finally, it's an X-Men wave. We've got Jean Grey, of course we have. But, yeah, let's just start with Weapon X. But first, I just want to quickly look at the insert. It's just Apocalypse's face, but it actually looks really nice. It's in a light blue colour. I like it. It's not really a background you could use for like dioramas or anything, but it is a very nice image, and that is the same for all of the figures. And getting Weapon X out of the packaging, it's a Wolverine figure. I don't really know what else there is to really say. I'm not too familiar with this specific look, especially with the lack of a hand. I'm not really too familiar with Age of Apocalypse as a whole, other than the movie version. But yeah, I do like this design, and I actually think that this is a really good outfit for like the Stealth Ops type look for Wolverine. Not huge on that head, but at the same time, it's clearly Logan. I mean, even down to the gritty stubble and the grimace and just the wild hair, it's a very, very good figure. And you have little arm hair design on the arms, which is pretty neat. The claws are very cool. I'm lucky enough to not really have them that bent out of shape. That one is a little bit, and it is the same on the other side. Slightly out, but honestly, I've seen much worse from other Wolverine figures, so overall I'm fine. The body is slightly smaller because of Wolverine, and that's accurate. Wolverine is short. Overall, it's a very good looking figure. Going over articulation, we have a ball and hinge at the neck, allows for up, straight up, that's amazing. We have down is also incredible. You have the ability to completely bury the neck. At the torso, we have crunch forward, very nice. Crunch back, pretty good. And a swivel at the waist, which is actually hidden pretty well by the belt, which I quite like, very cool. At the elbow, we have butterfly joint, allows for very tight forward, but forward nonetheless. I can then go back all the way. Very cool. We've got out, swivel all the way around, swivel at the bicep, which is always appreciated. Double elbow, which, because of his because of his bicep even, it doesn't really go that far. But, I mean, it's alright overall. And then, of course, we have side to side for claw hand, swivel. Pretty standard stuff. At the legs, we have out. Not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. Swivel at the thigh. We have double knee. Goes most of the way. Pretty good overall. And then forward, back, and forward-facing pin for rocker. Very normal stuff, but still very cool. And he is easy to stand. Very cool. For accessories, Weapon X comes with one clawed hand. And then the same thing, but without the claws. For comparisons, we have the Abomination Gameverse Marvel. I'm pretty sure it's not Captain Marvel. I'm pretty sure it's Marvel, and the retro carded Storm, which, as I say, Logan's supposed to be a bit shorter. Very much like this. And for a mixed display, we have the Black Series Stormtrooper and the Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series Fish Stick. And next up, let's look at Jean Grey. And getting Jean out of the box. Yeah, it's Jean Grey apparently. I am not even going to pretend I'm familiar with this look. It's definitely a look, I'll give it that. The colours are very nice on it. I actually quite like the use of different primary colours, well, blue and red, basically. And overall, I think it does work. I like the shoulder pads as well, very 80s. I do like that aspect of it. I don't know, this figure is just really weird. I'm sure it looks accurate to the comic, and in that way, I'm sure it is a good figure. It's just not something that I'm all too familiar with. I do quite like the face paint or tattoo or whatever it is, and the hair is actually molded really nicely. I'm a fan of that. I just don't really know much about this character, or rather, this version of the character. I'm very familiar with Phoenix, and I'm very familiar with Marvel Girl. This outfit just eludes me. I'm so unsure what to think about it. Moving on to articulation, we have a ball and hinge at the neck, allows for up, burying the chin. The neck hinge is actually pretty tight, so it's actually a little bit difficult to actually do that. And then a lot, because of how it's set, of tilt. That's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, no, it's good. It's very good, especially for a female character. That's a rarity. We have a dumbbell joint at the center point. Pretty good. It allows for movement. You've got forward, you've got back, which that's ridiculous back, but yeah, very cool. At the arms, we've got out. Pretty good. We have the ability to go all the way around, but the shoulder pad does get in the way. We have single elbow goes past 90. Very cool. And then we have side to side on the, I guess, power magic hand. It's the generic female Legends hand. I don't really know why I try and call it something else. Cool. It's side to side. It's not a weapon holding hand. I'm fine with that. At the legs, we have out. Very nice. We have swivel at the thigh. We have double knee goes a decent way. I'm not overly fussed about that. That's fine. Then we have forward, back, and forward facing pin for rocker. Jean doesn't come with any accessories, so here she is next to that same Marvel and that same Storm. Once again, really like the heights here, works for me. And once again, we have the Black Series Stormtrooper and Jez wears fish stick. Next up, I think we should probably get Wildchild out of the way. And getting Wildchild out of the packaging, I'm actually surprised how much I like this figure. He's not a character I am all too attached to, but he is someone that I have seen in various comics. I believe, isn't he the child of Sabretooth? Isn't that his backstory? But in any case, he's a very nice looking character. He's simple. It's essentially all one colour other than the hands, feet, head, and I guess neckband collar, whatever you want to call it. But it works. It looks really comic accurate, and especially with the little details like the hands having like white nails, like claws, and that screaming head, which I like it when characters like Logan, Sabretooth, and in this case Wildchild have these sorts of heads, because it really denotes anger or, you know, feralness. It's a really nice effect. The silver on the whatever it is around his neck is very good. It's actually it looks like a collar to me because it has a little connector for a chain, very neat. And overall, like, it is a very cool base body and overall a nice looking figure. Going over articulation, we have a ball and hinge at the neck. Doesn't really allow for much up because of the hair sculpt, but down is very good. Bears the chin, though the hair does look a little bit odd in that position. At the torso, we do have crunch, which doesn't go that far forward, weirdly enough, but back. Actually, it is more, but it's still not much. But yeah, it's alright. Swivel at the waist, pretty good. Does break the sculpt a little bit. At the shoulders, we do have a butterfly joint. Goes forward, goes back. Do either of them go back? No, that's about it. That's surprisingly little movement back. I think the collar gets in the way. Anyway, at the arm, we go out. Swivel all the way around. We've got swivel at the bicep. Very good. Double elbow goes most of the way, pretty good. And then side to side on the claw hand, very good. Obviously that's got swivel. At the leg we have out. I mean, it's not terrible. Swivel at the thigh, very good. Double knee goes all the way up, very nice, like that. And then, of course, we have forward, back, pretty far back actually, and then forward facing pin for rocker. For accessories, you get this chain, and on one of the ends, you can actually connect it directly onto the collar, just like that. And that's a pretty nice little look. I quite like that. I'm probably not going to use it like that, just because I don't really have the space to have random chains going around. But still, overall, it's a nice little thing to have, and it works really well. For comparisons, we once again have Marvel and Storm. I think this works really well. Slightly taller than Storm, but shorter than Marvel. So, to me, that makes sense. I think of Wild Child being younger, hence the name. And it makes sense for him to be, a bit shorter than an average man, which, Bucky torso, I don't think I've mentioned it yet. Cat Bucky torso, whatever. Pretty standard body for Marvel Legends. And once again, Black Series Stormtrooper, Jazwa's Fish Stick. We're getting through the wave, and I guess we might as well just go with X-Man. I'd call him He-Man. That'd been a weird crossover. And getting him out of the box. This is actually a really good base figure for customizing, and I hate to say that about Legends, but it really is. It's the most basic of X-Men male costumes, maybe with the exception of that jacket and some of the minor detailing on the sleeves and knees, but it's a very standard X-Men figure. And that's not to say it's not detailed. Obviously, it has a lot of paint applications and moulding, which I'm not sure if this is reuse or not. I think some of the things are unique to it, but I've never seen it in this specific, collection of parts, I guess. So I suppose it must be some level of originality. At the head, having that little energy beam, it looks really cool. I'm not really sure the purpose of it, because the only thing that I've been able to really find out about X-Man is that he's some sort of mutant messiah. I don't really know much about him as a character, so I don't really know what his power is, but I really like the hair having that bit of grey or white at the front and the rest of it being brown. That's really well sculpted. I wish it did have a wash though, that would have been nice. But overall, the yellows are bright, the blues are deep. It's a very nice looking figure overall, to say I really don't know this character in the slightest. Going over articulation, we have a ball going from a hinge into the head, allows for up, bury the chin completely. We've got a little bit of tilt, actually more than most male heads, so I'll give him that. And then at the torso, we do have, I don't know what that is, but it allows for a little bit of forward and a tiny bit of back. Not really enough to think about, but it is something. It's there, it exists. And then we do have a swivel at the waist, which is hidden pretty well by the belt, which I do like. And the belt isn't a separate piece, so that's actually quite nice. At the arm, we have out, past 90, or just about 90. It's hard to tell, really. Going all the way around, perfect. Bicep swivel, very cool. Double elbow goes about that far. It's not great, but I mean, that's perfectly reasonable, I'd say. And then we do have side to side on the fist, is blocked a little bit by the sleeve, and that obviously also swivels. Overall, pretty good. At the leg, we have out. We have swivel at the, I'm about to call it the bicep again, at the thigh. We've got double knee, goes a lot of the way. Pretty good. Not terrible by any means. We've got a swivel at the boot cut, so to speak. Then forward, back, and forward facing. No forward facing. I swear I got forward facing a second ago, but that is not giving me anything. So I guess apparently no forward facing pin for Rocker. I was wrong. But in any case, he does actually stand decently well. It took me a while the first time, but as soon as I flattened out his legs a little bit, it made it a lot easier. No accessories means straight onto comparisons with Marvel and Storm. Once again, I think this works. I think he's about the same height as Marvel, so average height for a male Marvel Legends figure, pretty good. Taller than Storm, pretty good for me. And you know the drill by this point. Stormtrooper, fish stick, very cool. And this is the point where it gets a little bit more difficult for me to actually pick a figure I want to review next, because I like everything that's left, basically, but let's go with Sunfire. And getting him out of the box, this is a lot of reuse from Johnny Storm from the Super Skrull wave, but I'm pretty sure that Johnny Storm was actually a lot of reuse from the original Sunfire. So, this is basically the other Sunfire with a few updated aspects, and honestly, as much as I'm not familiar with this certain look, I really like this entire look. I'll be honest, it looks great. The translucency is really nice. The flame effects are really cool on that mask. That mask is so neat. I really do like that. And without the, lighting going directly at it, it does have a lot more translucency, and you can almost see things through it, which is really nice. It's not quite there. There's still an opacity there that is quite nice, but yeah, it looks like fire. It's really nice, and the black really exemplifies that. It's almost like charcoal sort of look. It's really nice, and all the flame effects, they are just mostly orange or fading into orange, but it works. I especially like what's on the hands, which we have seen with the Human Torch. Still very nice, very cool. I'm really enjoying this figure, quite honestly. It looks so good. And going over articulation, we have a ball and hinge at the neck, which the head is apparently not attached on very strongly, but that allows for up, bury the chin pretty well. There's a little bit of tilt, but because of how deep that ball is in the head, it doesn't really work too much. We have crunch forward, crunch back, very clicky detents in that, and then swivel at the waist, which once again, very clicky. Very interesting. At the shoulder, we do have a butterfly, which works really well. That's so soft. That actually moves really well. Out goes about 90. We have swivel at the bicep. Obviously, the arm goes all around, and I don't really need to mention that because most people know, but I should. Double elbow goes... Surely you can go further than that, right? No. A little bit past 90. That's actually kind of disappointing, I'll be honest. And then we have side to side for the fist. And it is the same for the other hand. I keep thinking that they have the same hand on both sides. They don't. At the leg, we have out. Wow, okay. Yeah, he's been taking kicking lessons from Johnny, all right. We have swivel at the thigh. Very good. We have double knee. Very nice. And then boot cut, which just kind of break the sculpt a lot. But I'm not complaining about extra articulation. We've then got back. Very good. Forward, also very good. And forward-facing pin for rocker. Overall, a very, very well-articulated figure, and he stands with little issue. Very nice. No accessories means comparison Marvel Storm, you know the drill. I'm just going to move them in shot at this point because, once again, Stormtrooper and Fish Stick, very cool, like them. It works, it's very good. And I had to get to him eventually. Marvel's Morph. I like this figure a lot, but Dark Beast, I need to look at him last. And getting Morph out of the packaging. Where do I even begin? It's Morph. It's such a good Morph as well. I love the little, eyebrow raise, which doesn't match with his brow at all, but it's so Morph. It just looks like I love Morph. I think he's a great character, and this is a great representation of him. I love how the gloves are done, with a little pleat to the back of it. The cape is a little bit big, I feel. I mean, it technically is longer than his legs. I'm having to lean him forward just so that it's, keeping him upright, because that cape is very long. It also kind of floats a little bit. It is pegged in at the back. I'm probably going to have to glue that down at some point. But yeah, it's a blue body with black highlights, yellow gloves, yellow boots. It's Morph. I can't really deny that it's Morph. I love how the rivets in the cape are actually, marked in with silver. That's a very nice look. Overall, very, very cool. I'm very happy with this figure. Going over articulation, we have a ball and hinge at the top of the neck, and that allows for up, bury the chin pretty well. You've got the tiniest amount of tilt. That's minuscule, that's nothing. That's completely useless, but well. You do have forward crunch, also very clicky on the detents. Back isn't bad. And then swivel at the waist, very good, though it does break the sculpt a little bit. At the shoulders, we have butterfly joints, very nice. And this is basically the same as Sunfire, I'm going to be honest. Anyway, out we have 90, pretty good. We got all the way around. There we go. Swivel at the bicep, very good. Double elbow goes about 90. The glove gets in the way, I'll be honest. This could have probably done with just being a single joint, to be completely honest, but well, I'm not going to complain about double articulation. And then side to side on, should be side to side. It's not moving. There's definitely a hinge there. It's not moving now. I think the glove might be getting in the way, but yeah, swivel. fair enough, it's fine, I like it. We do have out on the legs, not terrible. There's a lot of not terrible in this wave. Swivel at the thigh, double knee. Boot gets in the way, but still pretty good. And then, of course, we don't even have, to say how big these boots are, nothing there, as far as I can tell. But we do have back, forwards, it's not great, and then forward-facing pin for rocker. And he does stand really well without the cape, which is probably, I don't know, I'm very debating whether I should actually have the cape on for the display or not. I really like this look as well, but yeah, let's just get into, well, I guess the accessory. That being the removable cape. Now, it's not an accessory in the typical sense, but, you know, it's pegged in into his back, just there. Just goes through there, pegs in like so. It's a bit tight, but it works. And then it just kind of goes on him. Pretty simple. It works as a bit of a kickstand. It is useful, but as I quite like him without the cape as well as with the cape, so I don't know, I'm going to experiment a little bit on the display and see how it goes. For comparisons, of course, Marvel, Storm, you know the drill, works really well. I like it. It's more fun. I'm very excited. I love this character. And then Stormtrooper and Fishstick, you know the drill, works. And then there was one. Dark Beast. Let's just get into it. And getting Hank out of the packaging. It's Evil Beast. You can't deny it. That is literally Beast. And it is a lot of reuse from the other Beasts that we have. I don't have either of those, unfortunately, so this is my first Beast, and my oh my, he's beautiful, let's be honest. Just every aspect of him is just so good. The shiny, I guess, pants, I suppose. The detail for his earrings and the braids and just his hair in general is so well molded. Like, this is a phenomenal figure, and I can't get over how it just looks great. The feet are so well detailed, like, it's Beast. Like, I can't say anything else about it. One thing I will complain about, it does appear that, at least on mine, one leg is longer than the other, and that does make it a little bit awkward for standing him up, because one of these legs is definitely touching the ground first, and I can't figure out how to really fix it without him being leant over. Yeah, I'm just going to move on to articulation because I can't seem to figure that out. For articulation, he does have a ball and joint at the neck, but that's all the down you get, which is technically burying the chin, but it's not great. And because of the hair, you literally get nothing up. That is literally neutral position. You can't go any further back, which is kind of unfortunate because, you know, I kind of want to lean him forward, have him lifted the head up a little bit. It's fine though. I'm not completely against it. It's fine. We have crunch forward at the torso. We have crunch back is alright. Not great, but it's fine. And unfortunately, that is actually it. No, it's not. I'm going crazy. That is articulation in the center torso. I did not realise that. I've literally been messing around with this for about 10 minutes. Right, so there is actually a dumbbell joint, I think? So working together, you can get that much forward and then that much back. I look like an idiot now, but better to notice it while reviewing than not. We do have butterfly shoulders, go back, forward. Not great, but, I mean, perfectly fine. All the way around, and then out, a little bit less than 90. It's fine. Swivel at the bicep, very cool. We have double elbow, goes past 90, that's what I can really ask for. And then we do have side to side on the hands, as well as swivel, of course. Very cool, very neat. At the leg, we have out, best in the wave, that's incredible. Swivel at the thigh, I'm going to bend that. Both of these are really tight. I thought I'd loosened one, but apparently not. There we go. It's got detents in it, which makes me think I'm going to snap something, but it hasn't snapped yet. It does work. We have double knee, goes a lot of the way. Pretty good, especially for a big guy like him. And then we have forward-facing pin for rocker first off. Goes back that much. Really well, actually. Forward, pretty good. And then you actually have down on the toe joint and up on the toe joint. Very good overall. And As I said in the first bit, he is a little bit awkward to stand, but I think that might just be a defect with mine specifically. He does stand. It's alright. For accessories, you get a right tight grip hand and a left book reading hand or loose grip hand, and then a right fist and a left open palm. For comparisons, Marvell and Storm, he's the tallest in the wave, it makes sense, and most of the time you're not going to be displaying him full height anyway, but yeah, very much works, I'm very happy with that. And then Stormtrooper, Fish Stick, you know the drill. And then here's a comparison of the entire wave. And that leaves us with just the Build-A-Figure to, well, build. So, I guess that goes onto his face. Do we have... Yep. Oh, that was the back that just fell. We have left arm. I should have probably done this as I went. That goes in pretty well. We have the other left arm. Yep, we do. Goes in like that. Very good. We have the other... I guess that's the pointing arm. I'll put that with the grab. And then another fist can go with the grip in terms of orientation. Okay. I'll just give him his legs. So that's a... right, I think? Maybe? I hope it is. I'm going to just jump cut having the rest of this put together because this is really tight. And here he is in all his disgusting glory, and this is such a remarkable figure. The detail is, I think, second to none. It is the best in this wave by a country mile, and of course it's the Build-A-Figure. They are usually considerably more detailed than the average figure. I still can't get over it though. Just little things like the buttons, the little electricity symbol, what kind of looks like a no sign, little blue button, very neat little details, the horns on his head, the hair. Obviously he has 4 arms and just rotating him about. The detail is so good. He has rings on all his fingers, or all his hands, should I say. Very cool. The gauntlets on the different wrists are all very cool. Just generally, he looks great. There is a little bit of I kind of wish there was a bit of dirtiness to him, like on the arms or something, or just maybe some body hair or something. But I'm asking a lot, and also it's not really necessarily that accurate to the character in the comics. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this guy looks. That tongue as well, the bends in it are so weird, and I only wish that maybe it was on a wire so you could move it about all over the place. That'd be really cool. Otherwise, this is such a cool figure. And now going over articulation, all the arms are the exact same, so I'm only going to go over one set. There's nothing at the head or torso because it's the same thing. But we do have out, which I'm going to just show it with both arms actually for out because obviously they are slightly different. We do have rotation all the way around, does run into itself, but still very good. Swivel at the bicep, very nice to have. Double elbow goes goes a lot of the way past 90, so that's pretty good, especially at his size. He does have a swivel at the wrist, and that does rotate in and out. Very nice side to side. It works for me. At the legs we have out. Technically that's like second best in the wave, but it's because of how short his legs are. We do have rotation at the thigh, which is very, very good. We do have single knee, goes back to 90, pretty good, honestly, for a single knee. Then we have, that is already completely back. We have forward, it's kind of what you'd expect to be neutral. And then I believe, this is a really heavy figure to play with, but that is forward facing pin rocker, yeah. So you get like full articulation on, the parts that are able to have full articulation, which is so cool. And other than the fact that he is pretty heavy on the back, he is actually pretty easy to stand up. You had to prove me wrong, didn't you? And for accessories, you get Mjolnir, the sugar hammer, which, I'm not really too sure. I don't remember him using this, but I mean, he must have at some point because it's here. And that just goes into his gripping hand, I think. it's kind of difficult to tell which hand is a gripping hand and which one is not. It might not be that one. Is it the pointing hand? Does it go in the pointing hand? Okay, that removed the hand. That's great. This is taking way longer than it should do. You know what? Let's just... Does it fit? Yeah, a bit loose, but it does actually fit into the pointing hand, which I don't think is the correct one. I think it is supposed to be that first one I was going for. It's just very, very tight grip. Can I get it in? Please. Oh, okay. Well, this is not going well. His nails are so sharp as well. Well, that'll do. That's good enough. I think one of the... Oh, no, that's worked. There we go. Fits in his hand. Not easily, by any means, but it does fit, and it looks good. You know, run around holding this. Very, very cool. I've completely taken out the backdrop here, but... Yeah, works for me. He won't stand anymore, will he? Oh, there we go. On stand. For comparisons, here he is with Marvel and Storm, the tallest and the shortest of the wave being obviously Dark Beast and Weapon X. And then we have him next to the Stormtrooper and Fish Stick. This guy is so big. And on that note, oh boy, this was a long one, but that's the entire wave for Sugar Man. I have never done something like this before, and honestly, I almost don't want to ever do it again. I do have another full wave to do at some point. This was so much fun, though. I really enjoy opening toys and just talking about them with you guys. And this is a lot of plastic to talk about. It's some really good figures, some mediocre figures, some figures that are definitely going to be kit bashed or replaced or whatever else by other versions of that same character, and then others that I don't see ever leaving the shelf. But in any case, that is going to be everything. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss an upload. I get a new review out every Tuesday and Friday, so if you subscribe, you'll never miss an upload. But yeah, otherwise, that's going to be it from me, and yeah. Bye!